This is Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. We are the #1 business show on the planet with over 1 million downloads a month. Taking the BS out of business for over 6 years and over 400 episodes. You ready to start snapping necks and cashing checks? Well, it starts right about now.
Right about now.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Right About Now. It's our weekly business and marketing news of the week. It's March 15th, 2024. Joined by my good friend and business partner, Chris Hansen. What's up, brother?
What's up, my man? How are you?
Fabuloso. It's a good day for a good day. Yes. How's the vacay lounge there in Miami?
We're good. It's a beautiful day. We got some sunshine, nice breeze. It's a windows down kind of day. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. It's been getting better and better weather here in South Carolina. We hope you are doing well wherever, whenever, however you are. We appreciate you for turning in. We've got our news of the week. We're taking the BS out of business, baby. And speaking of taking the BS out of business, Bitcoin's over 70 grand. So I feel like it's just like too big to ignore. We don't claim to be the cryptocurrency like know-it-alls, though we will be building in some crypto talk as we move forward with the show. And I know you know, we all have a little bit in the game, and Chris, I know you do. So you're cool with that just going up and up, right?
Feels like Christmas. I've been waiting for this for 2 years, baby.
You know, it's like, in some ways I love it. Democratization of coins and all this stuff. And, you know, like I believe in all that. The only thing I hate is the crypto boys.
The NFTs.
The crypto boys of, I told you, man, I knew it. You know, it's like,
yeah.
At some point you're going to be right? Like,
I mean, even a clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, that you don't set. So it's cool, but they're targeting 80K now as the target rate. I'm like, okay, but I think it's being driven by. I am not Mr. Stock guy, but the ETFs in the U.S., which essentially means it's, you know, the trading firms are able to pass it along as investments for all of their major dudes. And so they're getting a lot more side investment, percentage of holdings for your investment portfolio, and is driving a lot of the growth.
They really gave it the stamp of approval now by doing that. So it's kind of legitimatized it.
I know. What are you hearing in the space? I know you're more connected to it. What are all your guys saying?
They're fucking pumped, bro. They're saying they think it's going to run up to around 90 and then pull back. So, you know, a lot of these guys, when I ask them, it's like, there is no answer except for we hold for glory. Like,
so do you just hold? I mean, at what point do you sell a little and know that it might fall? I
pull a bit out here and there, or I'll swap it maybe for something else, or say Bitcoin's up, I'll swap it into a stable currency like the US dollar coin. So it's always on alignment with the dollar. So you're not going to hopefully ride that drop down. You can kind of pull your profits and ideally buy when it dips again, buy when it's low. Yeah. So that's what I'm hearing. I mean, the sentiment is high, but we all know that when things are good, you never think it's going to go down. So greed can really bite you in the ass.
The real question is, are we going to see the return of all the meme coin token talk?
Yes. From what I'm told, that's coming on the back end of this. After Bitcoin pumps, all the alternative kind of meme coins, probably Dogecoin, for example, you know, Elon's big one. Yep. Those will start picking up the juice again.
Because it does seem to all ride the Bitcoin wave. If it's doing well, then all the other coins seem to come along with it, because everybody kind of gets the energy. The press gets talking. Everybody gets excited. Like what you
say.
You know.
High tide raises all ships, right?
It does. The halo effect, as we call it. So if you're out there, whether you're a, traditional investor or you like to risk it a little, it might be time to take a look at the old Dogecoin again or whatever, the Superman coin and the Marvel coin. Yeah, I know that's more. Yeah, I'm making those up, but there's all these coins.
It probably exists. Yeah. Honestly, it's probably a real thing.
The good thing is we are going to be bringing on our very own crypto specialist here as we blow out the format for the show. So we won't just be talking in hypotheticals. We're going to bring you all the heat. Yeah, the market's too big. There's too much energy and thought about it. And look, we're here to bring value. We're taking the BS out of business, so we're bringing you all angles. So there you go. Saw this as well. YouTube TV is the highest share of TV viewing the last 12 months. I said this when they grabbed NFL ticket from DirecTV that the game would change. They did that a year and a half ago and sold it off this past season. And sure enough, they've grown the most as people continue to cut the cord, as you like to say. What's funny about that statement is that we like to say cord cutting. The internet comes in your house to record, so you're not completely cord cutting.
Let's be real. We have way more cords now with streaming, Ethernet, sound bars.
It might be Wi-Fi, but that cord comes in the house some way. It might be a fiber cord, but let's just say we're cutting the cable box maybe.
No more satellite.
Yeah. But YouTube TV growing. I have YouTube TV. Been very happy with the service. I haven't had a single, I'll say this. The cable had gotten pretty reliable with Spectrum and Charter around here. Yeah, but there's occasional outages and things that happen. I can't think of a single time YouTube TV's gone down since I've had it. So reliability's good. Content's good. I got to have my live sports. That's what it's about. That's really about all the reason I have it. Nicole wants to watch like HTV reruns, but
Lifetime.
Yeah. I'll come in on a Saturday. I mean, she has very little time to watch TV, but like Saturday morning, that's her thing. If she's home, she's like folding clothes or doing some work or something, and she's watching, one of the home makeover shows.
It's definitely booming. I mean, I knew it was going to happen when my parents made the switch and got off cable. I was like, all right, this is a thing now.
Yep. And what's interesting, they do all their ads. It's like programmatic and it's different things. So you can buy connected TV. It's a lot more affordable. And we were doing some cleanup at the lake and we had two TVs on that one was inside, one was outside. And it was the same program. We watched a basketball game and went to a commercial and they were showing different commercials. So just to show you like the programmatic and stuff, it was the same account watching the same programming on the same channel. And we had them synced up time-wise, but they showed different commercials through the whole time. It was fascinating.
Were both the commercials relevant to you? Targeted?
Somewhat. It's better than I thought it was on like mass TV, like cable TV and stuff. There are things that feel, but I swear I see a lot of the same stuff that isn't necessarily related. I will say this. Jewelers like K Jewelers, every kiss begins with K, is spending some money on connected TV. I'll tell you that right now. Every commercial begins with K right now.
Really?
Yes. That's K
Maybe
Jewelers.
Your wife's doing some Googling in the background you're not aware of.
Yeah. Hint, 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 hint.
Literally, I think they're trying to tell you something.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've ever bought jewelry. No, Prince of K Jewelers, but I don't know if Nicole would be pleased with a K jewelry version. Yeah. She's a little bougier than that.
Yeah. More of a Tiffany's girl.
Yeah. Something like that. So yeah, streaming is big. Connected TV is big. You can run ads a lot cheaper than buying placements on cable where the commitments are usually higher. And your targeting is typically better. So, and you can do some cooler things with direct response because there is that digital component and tracking with websites and clicks and all that stuff. So that's the benefit of why, ultimately the payoff. And it's only growing because YouTube TV is taking share, all these streaming companies taking share from the traditional cable companies. And it's going to get interesting. Speaking of interesting, WWE, that'd be the wrestling, used to be WWF, till they got in a fight with the World Wildlife Fund. That's a good story I'll tell on another day. But WWE opens its wrestling mat to sponsor logos, starting with Logan Paul's Prime. Yes, it's a billboard. The wrestling mat. This comes to us from the Wall Street Journal, our good friends over there. WWE, the wrestling promoter known for theatrical, high-octane fights. I like that. Has a new move in the sponsorship playbook. Oh, nice. I like it. It's like the figure four. It's instead of the figure four or the camel clutch, it's the sponsorship playbook. They're selling logo placements on its wrestling mat. The company on Friday night will unveil Prime Hydration, the in-demand sports drink co-founded by YouTube celebrity and WWE wrestler Logan Paul. It is the first brand to appear on what it calls the surface of play, an area notorious for being pounded by bodies and occasionally splattered in bodily fluids. Really sold.
This writer is good. Whoever wrote this,
it is pretty good.
It's better than what we usually read.
It is. I'm sort of enjoying the writing as I'm going along. Yeah. The high octane fights and the new move.
Theatrical, great way of saying fake.
Yeah. Theatrical.
Even though I know for you that was a big moment in your 20s realizing it was fake.
I know. I had cried for a while and realizing that it was all a sham.
All theatrical.
I think there's a lot of men that still think it's real. They're just like, I know it's real. They're just saying it's fake.
Keep on believing, brother.
It's like a soap opera. I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
They have these storylines, and it's like, and I know a lot of women watch it too. There's women's leagues and all that, but it has to still skew male. And so there's a lot of grown men that spend way too much time worried about who's battling with who. But, I guess it's the equivalent of watching cliffhanger TV every week. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Those theatrical storylines.
Get you every time.
They do. And look, it makes sense. It's a mat. It's a service that you see throughout the whole time when they're wrestling. And, hey, get some logos on that thing. Those belt buckles are eventually going to have them too. You know they are.
Yeah. And their outfits, I'm sure.
Yeah. So they just have like a pillow company that sponsor like the belt, the turn posts. It's like that thing. It's like put you to sleep or it's soft or just banging your head into it, like whatever it is. They need to have like one of the major celebrity, oh my God, who's the back guy? Back fixers, cracked addicts. One of those guys. Chiropractor. They could be the sponsor, of what it takes after these matches to get them in line. There's no telling. They do fly around, man. I mean, we joke around. It's like they're working. They're athletes.
Yeah, 100%.
It might be scripted, but damn, that foot to the face, it may not be the full bore, but it looks like you're catching some of it.
No, they're full on athletes, brother. I wouldn't want to do it.
I don't really want to get picked up and slammed on the mat. I don't care if I know how to land or not.
No, still getting a migraine after that, at the very least.
Oh God, think about how many headaches those guys have.
And it's like, I didn't actually hit him in the face with the chair. He just used a razor and cut himself to make the blood. Like you're still, I got respect for them. They're doing the deal.
Look, the industry is still growing. So people want to be entertained. They want, like the escapism, I think, of it all. They really want to believe those two hulking dudes are really fighting one another and mad at one another. Stealing each other's girlfriends.
We love fighting. Think of the Coliseum.
We like to look, it's the heel, like it's the age-old stories, right? It's the heels, the bad guys, and the good guys. Yeah. I mean, there's always like two camps. Now, what got interesting is now that people were aware of it, the fans started rooting for like the bad guys. So sometimes the heels turn into good guys because the fans are like, oh, I like this guy. He's just a badass. You know, the whole paradigm of who's good and who's bad is got a little wishy-washy. But all I know is I'm going to drink some Prime because that Matt is reminding me. My kids don't need any other reminders. I get reminded every time I go to the gas station.
I know.
It's like, what flavor?
Prime family.
Yeah, and you know what? I like that. I like Prime better than I like Gatorade. I'll tell you
I've
that.
never had it.
It's got better flavor. It's a little sweeter. It's they got their shit going on. I don't mind.
Yeah, they're killing it.
Supporting Logan Paul a little bit. He needs some help. I mean, make sure I'm giving him plenty of money.
And they're doing the damn deal with both those guys, the brothers.
Yeah, isn't it Jake fighting Mike Tyson?
That's what I saw, man. That's crazy.
You know, like what a gimmick. I mean, but
yeah,
it's gonna. A lot of people are gonna want to watch it.
Everyone wants to see it. Yeah,
Mike's 57. Like, I'm sorry, Jake would probably, if it's a real fight and there's no like, I don't know, staging or anything else going on, Jake would probably, I don't know if he'd knock him out, but should probably handle Mike at 57. But who knows? I don't know what kind of shape Mike's in, and you can still hit hard if you're 57. I know that, but
yeah,
that will be interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't want to fight Mike Tyson, even if he's 57. Sure.
Hell no. No. But
dude's an animal.
But how many millions of dollars is that going to generate?
Oh, it's going to be nuts. I almost hope, just for the story's sake, that Mike wins. Just, you know, let's let the dude go out with his head high. But
here's what I'll say. I want to make like a business marketing analogy out of this thing. You know, boxing and all these sports for years have tried to be like clinical with, okay, these two nobodies fighting each other and they make their way, you know, he makes his way up. He makes his name from fighting, and that's great. But what the world, like smart people have figured out is, okay, watching sport is about being entertained. And there's a lot of ways to do that. There's a lot of ways, and there's already built up audiences for both of these guys. So you put a very compelling match together with two people that are different places in their fields and all that, but like you bring a lot of interest immediately to it versus John Anderson, who's 19-0 with 17 KOs, but no one knows who he is. He might be a hell of a fighter versus Rico Rodriguez that you don't know, you know, an up and coming, awesome Mexican fighter. Great. What's going to generate more money, more interest? That fight, which might be the clinically better fight, and you know, like, or Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. It's a spectacle. It's the PR.
Fight game is. I was going to say you should do a whole segment on marketing just in the fight business, because it's a whole. It's impressive, honestly. These guys are great marketers.
Yes.
At the end of the day.
That's all it is. That's what it's always been, promotions, like what this is. Like, okay, how do I drum up pay-per-view views? How do I drum up gates, tickets sold, sponsors? It's all a marketing thing. It's like it's no different than throwing an event. Like if we throw a business event, it's just at a monster scale. It's a spectacle. You're there for the content, whatever that might be. In this instance, it's the spectacle of seeing Jake Paul, YouTube star, becoming legitimate fighter, fighting Mike Tyson, and the interest that naturally comes because both of these people have millions of followers already and a lot of people interested in what they might do. And Mike was one of the greatest knockout punchers of all time in his prime, pun intended. So it's like, yeah, you just create spectacle through the lens of interest of fighting.
Mike wins by knockout.
You
That's
do?
my prediction.
Okay.
I just think he has a crazy punch.
I know, but is he in shape enough to get to him? Maybe. I just don't know if Jake Paul might be that's why people will pay to watch, because of that. That very
Jake
question.
trains like an animal.
He does, and I think
definitely.
I just think, and Mike, when you're 57, I'm sorry, taking that. I don't care if he had a good chin in the day or whatever. Taking a punch at 57 is different than taking a punch at 27 or 37.
Yeah.
I just can't help but think your faculties, if Jake can get to him with some jabs and I don't know. No question, Mike could hurt him, but it's just when he gets there. Everybody wants to see it. You never know. And that's what they've done. But this is a PR play. It's a PR play, but it generates money. And I say this, like, if you're a business and you're doing things, sometimes we let the clinical get in the way of the economical. Like, okay, I sell these things, I do these things, I'm going to talk about all this stuff that I do. And it's like, that's interesting, but what's the education, entertainment? How can I generate awareness and views and eyeballs at scale doing things a little out of the norm? And that's the lesson here. And building entertainment through content is not just an influencers and sports game. I'll say that. But I think a lot of businesses get too caught up in okay, well, I sell garage doors, so I need to show a commercial with, the garage door coming down. No, you need to show the Kool-Aid man running through your fucking garage door. That would be funny. Or what?
You're right.
And it'd be like, well, what's the point? Well, the point is you entertain them and they go, oh, this is cool. I relate to this person. They made me laugh today. Mm-hmm. And you know what? And then if you happen to have 5,000 wonderful 5-star reviews on Google because you are a good business person, there you go. You're off to the races. You created attention, awareness. It brought them then to the things that are more clinical for maybe what you do. So we can all learn from Jake Paul and Logan Paul and what they're doing. And if you want to learn from me directly, join my newsletter, ryanalford.com/newsletter. Sign up. I give daily advice on marketing, personal branding, podcasting, life. Give that a shout. Join that. It's free. It's daily. Just like this show, give away our best advice. Speaking of a similar format, Skims makes ad debut with a sci-fi film starring Kim Kardashian in every role. Similar thing here. After rapid growth, Kim Kardashian's apparel brand Skims made its TV ad debut with a futuristic film in which the famous co-founder plays every role. The company's first national TV commercial had a big media presence ahead of the Academy Awards on Sunday, running twice on ABC Countdown and 6 times during E's Oscar red carpet. They created the ad after winning the brand pitch. This would be Wieden and Kennedy. Wieden and Kennedy. I never remember which way you say it. I've heard of them. They're a big agency in New York. Nonetheless, what better? Kim's selling all this shit anyway. Make her, the star of every role. Money. Don't get in the way. Use your best asset.
Yeah.
It's her and the attention she brings. So this comes to us from adweek.com. Skims. Yes. You know Skims, right? Obviously, it's like we're two dudes and we're not wearing it. I don't think they have a men's brand yet.
No, I'm familiar with it. I've heard some critical things about it from women, but whatever. They're huge,
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it, but I'm interested to see this quote unquote sci-fi film. I think that's an interesting, different angle.
Yeah. I think she's fascinating. It's like, I don't even know why. I know why, but I don't know why. It's just one of those things, like when you get to that level and it generates attention, interest, and curiosity. Okay, what's she up to? She hasn't been as out there as she was. I feel like she's kind of picking her moments now, but seems to be stepping out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Airbnb bans indoor security cameras for properties listed on its platform. This comes from us, from our good friends at NBC News. Yeah, they love us. Airbnb is banning indoor security cameras from rental properties. Why wasn't this always already banned? In the news of should have already been done.
Right.
Banning indoor security cameras from rental properties listed on its site, the ones you can find probably.
Right.
Citing privacy concerns. No shit. The platform had previously allowed cameras in common areas like hallways and living rooms. As long as they were clearly mentioned in a property's listing, those will now be banned too. Our goal is to create new, clear rules that provide our community with greater clarity. Airbnb's head of community policy and partnerships said in a release. Okay.
Let's get into it.
I mean,
have you stayed at Airbnb before?
Yeah.
Did you? I always think there's cameras watching.
I just
everything.
assume that there were like somewhere secret hidden.
Yeah.
Because like if someone like, unless you have like a camera finder or something, you can put cameras about anywhere now, right? They got those small like spy cameras.
I see it on Instagram. There's an Instagram, I think it's called Airbnb Horror Stories. And it's, girls basically discovering hidden cameras in mirrors or alarm clocks. And it's creepy. Unfortunately, those people are still going to be creepy with this policy or not, in my opinion.
Exactly. Whether you have the policy or not. I mean, think about it. Even in hotel rooms, like janitors, cleaners, whatever, they could be stashing something somewhere. Who knows? I don't know.
It's happened. You hear it.
I don't know if you could never. And it just gets down to, well, I mean, it's one thing like in the bedroom and stuff like that, but like, it's like maybe you shouldn't be doing the drugs in the kitchen. Whatever you're doing that you shouldn't be doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Who knows? Assume you're being watched.
Yeah.
Proceed accordingly. Airbnb's business is booming, though. I'll tell you that.
I'm more of a hotel guy. I've done it a few times, and I didn't have any bad experiences, but I think hotels are simpler. It's quicker. It's easier for me.
Yeah.
Now, if I was traveling with a group of people, it'd be a different story.
I think if you have multiple kids, it makes sense. I think if you're solo, the conveniences that you get within the hotel are nice. It's all right there.
Yeah. And the reason I did it was because of my dog, and it was a dog friendly Airbnb, but most hotels nowadays are pretty dog friendly.
Yeah. This is a big one. TikTok calls on U.S. users to oppose the latest proposal to ban the app. This is from Marketing Dive. I don't know if this had the effect that they thought it would, because like all these, teenagers and 20-year-olds been, telling their legislators, and it comes off as like desperate. And I think the legislator's like, well, shit, this may mean we need to ban it. Like, I almost seem to have the opposite effect. Run the ban TikTok campaign, then they won't ban it.
Yeah.
I could care less. TikTok is once again calling for its U.S. users to lobby the government on behalf of their latest push by U.S. lawmakers to ban the app. Earlier this week, a bipartisan U.S. group of lawmakers proposed a new bill in the House of Representatives that would essentially force TikTok and its parent company ByteDance to sell the platform into U.S. ownership, or it would be banned from America entirely. It's user data going to the Chinese government.
So they're going to open an American shell company, sell it to that, and then keep doing the same thing.
You would think that's what's going to eventually happen.
It's too big of a platform just to get banned, I think.
I could see it.
I don't know.
I could see that going down maybe like for a month or two, maybe just as a whole. I don't know, to say that they show a flex, they could do it. Because it's going to be interesting if ByteDance will actually sell. That's the question. All this to say, I would just, this feels like there's some headwind. This is moving towards something. I'll just say that.
I agree.
And it feels like it could be negative in the short term if you got all your eggs in the TikTok basket. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I would proceed with caution because I do think it's coming to a head.
Yeah. This isn't the first time it's been brought up.
No. And I don't know. Trump, I guess, used to say ban it. Now he's saying not ban it. So we'll see how
More
that
will be revealed. I'm interested to see what happens.
I am too. I mean, I don't think it's, I understand. Like, no one wants to think or assume the Chinese government's getting this amount of U.S. user data. So I do support that it should be U.S. owned.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't know. A few times this has happened. I'm like, this feels like grandstanding and all this stuff. But it feels like both parties are sort of in this camp. So it's like usually when two of the parties, they both can actually agree on something, then something usually happens.
And I do think there's more conversation around like mental health, social media, how that's impacting the world. I think now more that's a conversation, whereas when this was brought up in the past, I don't think that was quite as prevalent.
Yeah. Well, I saw a Pew study, that 74% of like 15 to 25-year-olds said they're happier when they don't have their smartphone with them.
I believe it, dude.
We're getting to that place where like it's
the pendulum.
And I saw say like they're moving back to like flip phones. They're not smartphones. Like there's a big like trend with that happening. They're buying.
I could get down with that. Just give me Snake, that game Snake, and
just get that texting game on your Razor.
Take me back to a flip phone and an iPod.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple.
I think you're going to see movement like that on some level. It's like,
yeah.
Do we need the computer in our face and in our hands at all times? And the answer is no. But I don't know. It's like, I'm not a genie, genie back in the bottle guy. It seems like sometimes that comes out, but this one might go back in maybe at least a foot or two eventually,
Yeah.
Like I think we might be, that pendulum could be swinging towards, I don't know. You don't have to be informed of everything at all times.
And I think people are just unhappy. And I think they're, like you said, as an individual, people are realizing, like you said, I'm just feel better when I'm away from this. And it's almost like a last resort.
Yeah.
So
it's okay. It's okay to use it when you need something, but we don't need communication and data at every second of our life. So like, okay, I need to call someone. Okay. I need to look up something because I need it. Hey, I need a tool delivered that I'm working. Okay. But do I need to know the status of what my second cousin Peter in New York is doing on his farm today? Like at every second, every good, bad, and negative, or, feedback, the feedback loop at every second of the day. Probably not. And it's probably not healthy. So
even this morning, I had to get back in that routine of like, don't look at the phone for an hour.
Yeah.
And I try to read a book instead, or, walk the dog instead of just immediately jumping into that. Cause it freaking sucks you in, man.
Yep. The fight for attention. That's what it is. This comes to us from CNN. Tesla Autopilot and similar automated driving systems get poor rating from the prominent safety group. That's not good.
Shocking.
News. Yeah. Shocking and not good news.
Because I know a lot of people that use that.
Yeah, like sitting there letting it drive. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which rates cars and SUVs for safety, examines so-called advanced driver assistance systems such as Tesla Autopilot and found them not so great. On the 14 system tested by the agency, 11 earned a poor rating. included Tesla's Autopilot and so-called full self-driving systems. So
My question is, why didn't we do this testing before we released these out to the public?
Yeah, well, there's your question. They're reviewed after it does think we should have gotten the better homes, the better business bureau like ratings or whatever they are, the general ratings before they got released. And not
like release them to the public. We'll get the ratings later.
We'll just let them be the guinea pigs out there. We'll see how this goes. I'm sure there was testing, and then I'm sure it was third party, but
right.
Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it with all these self-driving stuff. It's almost like you got to get all the humans off the road to test it. It's like, okay. Need like a faux city.
Yeah. I'm sure Tesla has one somewhere. I'm sure they have a great fake little city to test all this stuff.
Exactly. Do want to mention our sponsor, MacFox, MacFox.com, just like it sounds, MacFox. I've been riding the X2 mountain bike. It's a hybrid electric plus pedaler. I'm finding myself, Chris, I usually ride the bike with the kids. But I've been finding myself in the afternoon, like late in the day, I get home, just going out for a little spin.
I was going to say, you're taking cruises, aren't you?
I'm taking cruises on that thing. We got a lot of development happening. We live downtown close to the office here, and like there's like these little things are popping up and stuff. And like, instead of taking a walk, take that cruiser over there. In the past, look, I didn't really want to break a sweat. Like, I like riding a bike, but like, I can hop on this cruiser, use the old electric, scoot somewhere real quick. I can pedal a little bit. So I'm not completely being lazy, but I can go off terrain because it's a bike too. So it's different than like being on a motorcycle or something like that. So you kind of get this hybrid ability. So awesome. I'm riding around the city cruiser. So I'm telling you, the X2 looks like a mountain bike, feels like a scooter, and rides like a hero. The X2, you get $150 off that baby. Use $150 off. Ryan Alford 150. That's just my full name, all spelled out with 150, all one word. Get $150 off. Or Ryan Alford 100 on the X1. You get 100 off. It's a good deal, dude. I'm telling you. Ride that cruiser around.
It's a great deal.
It's got long range, up to 28 miles per hour. I do test that thing. It says 28. I've gotten it up to 28. I'm a big dude. You're not going uphill at 28, but let's just say you can still fly that thing. Let's just say you could pop a wheelie if you wanted to with how fast it takes off. I mean, not because I've tried it. I'm just saying it probably could. Theoretically. It's got long range. It's got fat tires. It's the ultimate performance bike from our friends at MacFox, MacFox. And you'll thank us. I'm telling you, it's fun. Summertime's coming. It's warming up a little. Spring's out. You want to get a little exercise, but you want to have a little assistance for those back hills. This is the choice right here. You can ride it like a bike, get all that exercise in, but hey, ride 20 miles. And then you can electric your way back if you get worn out. So hey, if you get a cramp or something, you got assistance.
Safety.
There if you need it.
Sounds like a backup.
Exactly. We appreciate them. MacFox.com. That's all for today, my friend. Any final words?
Hope everyone has a great weekend. I just can't believe we're halfway through March. Spring is here.
There it is. It's coming. Glad we got our daylight savings back.
Me too.
We appreciate everyone. You can find Chris and I on Instagram at Chris Broby Hansen, at Ryan Alford. And you can find all of the latest show stuff at ryanisright.com. RYAN isright.com. All of the clips from today. We try to keep it about now, and we always get it right. We'll see you next time on Right About Now.
This has been Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. Visit ryanisright.com for full audio and video versions of the show or to inquire about sponsorship opportunities. Thanks for listening.